So this should come into here and then rip bank balance and get replaced by the electric one. Connor, any YouTube tutorial that just plays music, I turn it off straight away. Honestly. Oh, now what? Vehicles report the following problems. No path, electric, train 11. I thought we just fixed this. This must be the station. Nope. Well, it's not the station. Which bit is it in? This is that station. Looks electrified to me. Check the crossovers. Yeah, that's probably a good point. Probably is something ridiculous like that. That crossover's got one. It was just outside the left station. What, here? What, you saying the problem's here somewhere? It's got a green line on it though, isn't it? Bottom track. No, I think you're just looking at the poles, possibly. It's actually got the wire. You can see the wire. This is bizarre. Wait, train 11. Train 11 is the Spezial run. Just scan the entire track. It's exactly what I'm doing. See, if it wasn't upgraded, it should show it as red anyway. There's no rails leading to the tracks with the tanker cars on it. There's no rails leading to the tracks with the tanker cars on it. But if that was true, then this line wouldn't be drawing, would it? The track must be fine because it's drawing the line. It can't find the electrification. That's the problem. If there's like one tiny segment of track that's not electrified, and we can't see it, that could be a problem. I cannot see this problem. I do not know what's wrong with this. Reversing the train can help if the problem is non-electrification. Well, I don't know what the problem is. The station's electrified, the platform, it looks right. The line's electrified, the crossover is electrified. And yet, it can't... No electric path. Try forcing a turn around. I mean... Okay. Wow game. Just wow. So there was nothing wrong, the game just couldn't figure it out. Okay. 1.6 kilometers to get up to speed. That's pretty good. That's pretty good indeed. Thing is, when you like spend a lot of money on your biggest profit-making line, it rips the bank balance, but it should, in theory, be worth it. Okay, it's all the way, baby. I want to see what it's like when it's got a full load. This time next year, Rodney, will be squillionaires. Well, the money's eking back up again, but Spaziol's just taking a massive investment. Got Wub Stone. 8 million off 3 trains. It's pretty good. It's like almost 3 million a train. Food runs on 3 million off 3 trains. 2.6 million on that food truck. That's unbelievable. Go back and check on that food run shortly, see how it's getting on. Yeah, you can Eldor, but it does get pretty costly doing that. Like, you don't just stick on another loco for no reason, because your running costs are going to be $1 million a year just for this loco. So if you put that on there, the profit for this unit will start to drop by $1 million, which is a fairly big chunk. But if you can have more cars and offset the cost, arguably it's worth it. But sometimes it's better to just add another train. Yeah, Bowsy, there's a number of things that are not making money. The buses are always run at a loss, pretty much. But they also get people... they also get people over to the train station, which makes money. 189. Production of this should max out shortly. This thing is just unbelievable. It's like Texas in one little plant. Do you still have to build the entire chain? No, you don't have to do that for Arctic Fox. You can, the game will figure things out, as it's doing over there for me at the moment, where it's taking, like I've got trucks which are designed to move fuel, and it's quite happily moving food on it, because it's figured out that it can take food instead. Get upgraded. Ding! Blimey. There's like a queue of trains at the moment. I wonder if I should put an X here and configure this to allow both platforms to be filled. Can it do that? Can one line use two platforms? Or is it, you still have to do that stupid trick where you tell it to go to alternate platforms on the way? I think so, Vrum. I didn't want to push it too far initially. But in theory this thing is what? It's 320 meters, this platform, so yeah, we could have put more cars on it. However, you know, what are we on? We're on mediocre at the moment. The more cars we put on, the worse that gets. Like, it won't get up to speed for 2 kilometers now, it's full. Which is quite a bit. Like, if we try and gauge 2 kilometers in game, before it gets to... Assuming this is flat, it'll take 2 kilometers to get up to speed. So it depends on how long the line is then. It's still not got to 100. Maybe there's a slight incline here. So yeah, that's quite... It's quite a distance not to be getting up to full speed. Like, it's here and it's just getting up to speed now, which is about nearly a third of the track. Power rating new feature. Oh no, it's part of the base game now. It's been in there a little while, that one. But yeah, it saves you guessing on how many cars to put on the back of your loco. You can now go and look here. Same when you're building a train in the depot, you can look there and see, you know, keep adding cars until you get to the point where you go, yeah, that's probably too many. Why don't use one train logs them over the Spezi oil routes and split the oil cars between the other trains to save money? Why don't use one train locomotive from the Spezi oil routes and split the oil cars? Well, until they space themselves out, I'm not really sure how many trains we need on this thing. But they're not properly spaced out yet. We'll see. The load time is what's killing it. But we're only using one platform, which is ridiculous. You know, we should be able to bring another train into this platform right now and load up. It makes no sense. Look, they leave here and there's still 500 left. This thing is insane. Anyway, we'll leave them to it. Let's go and see how our little food thing is getting on. Okay, looks like we're finally starting to get some food. Not much, though. I think we're going to have to start curtailing some of these trucks from here. In a bid to encourage this thing to start using the train more. Check if there's a double platform usage option. W28. Long live Yachts 3. Can't believe I've a party of this magic community for a year. Squirrel, yes. Thank you, W. 12-month support. Happy anniversary, dude. Golden cap acorn for you. Adam R. 2009. Thanks for the resume. Mr. Big. 28 months. Thank you. I think we're just going to have to sell a bunch of these vehicles. Start ramping down delivery. These trains, I think, are making a massive loss at the moment because they're not moving very much. Can you tell the trucks not to take livestock? No, I want them to take livestock. I want them to take livestock and bring food back. That's the whole point of them. Oh, you mean the trucks, sorry. Yes, you can. Well, what we could do is we could replace the trucks with box vans and say only take... You see, the problem is if you say... This is the problem with it, is if you say only take... You can make them into a split thing, so they could be food and grain. Actually, grain's not in here. That's interesting. Where's grain gone? Okay. This one. And this one doesn't have a split configuration. Ah. So the answer is no, you can't, because this thing can only take grain. It works like the train. It can take grain, but it can't take food. With the box fan, you could split it, but no, there's no option. That's the bottom line. Why am I selling trucks? Because I don't want... The trucks are moving the livestock and grain from here and bringing food back. And I've now built a train line to do the same thing, so I want this thing to start dumping more on the train platform than into here. So I've started to reduce the frequency of this service in an attempt to get it to push it onto the platform. Basically. How is the... Did I just hear a guy yawn on the platform? That was like Meister McCar. A local bus route. Great passenger run. He's making 4.6 million. It's a profit. What's this? This is 373 stone, wub stone, which there are 3 vehicles.
Happy anniversary, Natter.
A35, so it's at max length. There's nothing I can do about that. I could potentially add another train, but I think there's one on the way. Yeah, it'd probably take another train on that line. If the trucks only take grain, won't the train bring the food back? Yes, it would. Which is another way of getting grain to go down, though, I guess. The downside is the trucks only run at... They only make a profit one way. And if they're configured for grain, they can't really bring anything else to the return journey. It's quite a long journey for trucks, which is why I wanted to do the train. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is a possibility to do that. Maybe we should do it, or just carry on with trying to get rid of the trucks completely. Let's see, A35 with 14 of these things. fire train. Locos, wagons. They are going to be stone, isn't it? So that's going to be a open wagon. $159 meters. Oh, which line was it? Stone, I think. Put another train on that line. Let's see. I mean, seeing as the trains can't carry... I suppose it makes sense to do that, doesn't it? Rather than... Otherwise, this thing... You can either let this thing wither and die in terms of grain production, or you can carry on moving it. It's not a massive difference either way. But I guess if the trucks are turning a profit, then it wouldn't really matter too much. So what we could do is change it to a... dumper, and then say you must only carry... Actually, no, just leave it as a dumper. Be fine. Just do that, and then say replace now. 3 million. So now that will only move grain, and it won't bring food back. Which means this train line will be forced to bring the food back. In theory. Extending the platform length here, you mean? It is tricky because of the tunnel, and we need to get across the tunnel. We are limited. Like, if I went to here, we wouldn't be able to cut in, and we'd have to start pushing the tunnel back, which is doable. So we could make it longer. Not sure how long this one is. This one's a lot harder to extend. This is a 160 meter platform. So to extend this, we'd have to cut track off at either end and then push it out on both sides and then rewire it. Good night, Dan Brown. Have a good one. Extend the platform for the Woodward Stone route. We possibly could do. Let's have a look. That one could be extended. I mean, the other thing is as well is the A35 capable of pulling even more carriages? It's taken it 3 kilometers to get up to speed. So already I'm thinking this train line, the A35s just can't cope with trains that long, to be honest. They're just not going to get up to speed down there. And at the other end, making this platform longer, that's going to be fun. So yeah, we'll just have to reconfigure it. Will you be playing Star Citizen Alpha 3 when it comes out? I don't know, Robert Photo. I can't decide. I can't decide when to sort of jump into Star Citizen. It's freaking me out that they're going through these major version numbers for a like an unreleased game. Normally I would expect to sort of jump into an early access game when it gets near 1.0, but they're already on 3.0, but it's still in access and under development, so it's weird. $112 stone and he's doing 70 Ks. I mean, financially, he's making decent money. Nah, bomber crew, don't like looking bomber crew at all. It just looks silly. Like, I really can't be doing with aircraft games that just have derpy physics in flight. It just annoys me. Says Alpha on the front of the version numbers just mark another major step in evolution. Yeah, but you know what I mean, Baz. Alpha just means not finished. Yeah? That's all alpha means. To call it 3.0 is just misleading, to say the least. Like, why couldn't it just done 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and then just go to 1.0 and release? Is the Woolwub Stone line electrified? Well, I could dump them, Stuzzy. Scuzzy, I could dump them and electrify it and all that. But it's a significant price upgrade. Financially, the line is making a 5 million profit. To electrify that line is going to cost 15 million just in locomotives. Actually, no, 20 million in locomotives to make 5 million a year. Possibly more if you upgrade. It would move the goods around faster. Which means the throughput would increase. See, upgrading that platform's easy. Upgrading this one. Doable, but not easy. Heyman, have a good one, sir. As for electrification, it mostly looks like it's been electrified. Yep. No, hang on, it's one of the branch line. This line. Yeah, it's ready for electrification. That's that. Go, make it as big as we can. The only problem with that is I doubt we can make a crossover easily. Oh no, we can. Let's see. Let's go for... that should do it. Okay, it's still working. Right, so we've now got 320 meter platform length at this end, which also increases the capacity of storage, which is cool. So we can go and do the other end. Yeah, so 320 meters is going to be out to like here, which means bringing that line in is going to be a bit of a squeeze, but it's doable. Floppy disk 15. Cross over the oil line. Well, it's this line that needs a crossover. Oh, I've got to wait for these trains to go. Right, while it's doing that, it's trash. At the oil rigs, Gaff, what do you mean? That is Mahusiv. Hung! Oh my god. Um, that keeps the speed at 120. Try and stop the new platform signal problem. No, I'll pause the game. Right, so we had a crossover on this one. As soon as you bring a slope in, the scumbag game just can't deal with it. So I don't know how to do that on a slope. Really? Same way you do it on a flat bit. It's like, yeah, but I can't create that triangle, you know? So then we have to start raising the ground up. Look at that. Too much slope. Like, what does that even mean? Look at it. Right. We'll try and keep it as level as we can from here to here. And then we'll try again. It can do crossovers as long as your track is like a billiard table. Oh my god. Finally. Now, we didn't have a crossover on this one. We're going to try and put one in anyway. There we go. Right, signaling. one there. Come out, we'll have one about
Happy anniversary,
here.
Nutter.
So, no, these are quite long trains, aren't they? Let's put it a bit further down. Get rid of that one. Give it to me, 13 months, thank you. Arc of Truth, 3 months, ha ha. You'd love to know how long you followed. Back Dad, there is a website that'll tell you. I can't remember the name of it. But there is a way of finding out somewhere. Twitch doesn't tell you, interestingly. Don't really want to... Where's the cross? Okay. And one there. Some bots do, yeah, but they get it from... You know, they're getting the information from somewhere, aren't they? That's what I'm saying. Right, I think that's done. All the lines are working. Which is cool. So now we've got 320-meter platforms at either end. It's pretty sweet. Need a new game to buy anything good on Steam at the minute, send it to them. I wouldn't recommend buying on Steam right now. You've just had a Halloween sale, and now you're going to buy stuff at full price. Train 20 is not stuck. Train 20 just needs to go bonk. You're basically in between the Halloween sale and the inevitable Christmas sale. You followed on October the 13th, 2013, 4 years ago, Bat Dad. There you go. Wait, did that train just turn around and then sell? Because that's a bit weird. Wait, what? Which one's taking the construction materials? That's the orange line, okay. Right, so we need to have a train which has open wagons. Black Friday's coming. Yeah, that's about, what, 3 weeks away? It's not far. So if we was to electrify this line... So I don't know, if this line makes 5 million a year, we've got like $1 million here in running costs. But maybe we can run... Maybe we can run fewer. If we go 200 meters... 12 million per vehicle. Ouch. $23 million to replace the lot. Investment hype. Okay, that's going to happen as soon as this train comes in. But double the trails will make double the profit in theory. In theory, Baz. Well, it was a £23 million investment. It was making $5 million a year. Let's see what profit we get out of it this time. You looking forward to Black Friday, Mikey? Why? What are you going to get? Do you know what? We need a new vacuum cleaner. That's what we need. I need a new bed as well. I think I can get one in the Black Friday sales. Cheek. There we go. Now we're cooking on gas, but we're not really because we're electrified. Don't get all that nasty smoke either. Christmas came early for OBS and XSplit. Twitch.center/snow. What the heck is that? Snow overlay. This lets you add a customizable snow effect to your streams. What the random is that? Who wrote that? That's hilarious. Actually, there's probably a train up here which has just been upgraded. Just stone in it. No, I like that one. No, we had to wait. Do you still have the Christmas countdown? Yes, it's 52 days away. Almost 51 days. It's very nearly 51 days till Christmas. That is scary. I believe Christmas Day is on a Monday this year. Which means Sunday Night Trucking is on Christmas Eve. Because it wasn't Sunday Night Trucking on Christmas Day last year. It was something like that. So anyway, I think Sunday Night Trucking is Christmas Eve. Let's have a look. 24th is a Sunday. Yes, it is. So Christmas Day is a Monday. Taking his time getting up to speed. 1.6k now to get up to speed as opposed to over 3, so that's better. And we're carrying more. Electric. You're getting a second monitor, an i5 processor and a webcam for your new gaming rig. Nice. What's the webcam for, Mikey? Will I be driving a sled? When? On Christmas Day? Oh, you mean Sunday Night Trucking Christmas Eve edition? Yeah, we'll drive a sled. Let's go from there instead. That's better. Nice. Right, how's the oil line doing now? Flippin' heck. We've still got a gigantic queue of trains and we can't shift it? Right, we need to do something with this. We're just not... We're just not moving the gold here. This has reached its limit. This can go no further. Maybe that's it. Maybe we can't do any better. But maybe we could do it one less train. The European Sleigh Simulator 2. So I don't know what we can do with this. It does feel like there's a bottleneck, maybe. Because there's a train in the platform now, there's one lining up and there's one lined up behind that, so... There's no capacity for more trains unless we can load up on 2 platforms. See if there's a double line usage. How do we do that then, Beth? What am I looking for? Double line usage. I don't know what you mean. You can force a platform to load on both tracks, Scout.
Oh, yeah.
How do you do that? Make a new line, same stations, offload a different platform. It doesn't work because what it does, this thing will then output onto 2 different lines and it just doesn't work well. Gaff, thank you for the 100 bits. Oil line crossover. Well, if you make a crossover here, do you think it'll start loading out of both platforms? Is that what you're saying? It may not like this crossover because I can see it's on a slope. But we'll see what happens. If you go to the lock screen for the tracks, can you put it on both tracks like duplicate? I'll have a look in a sec, Baz. We have to do this first anyway. Here we go. Slopey McSloperson. It's just so dumb. Let's spot the problem. There isn't one. Sometimes you just have to fight the game, wrestle it into submission. So it finally goes, okay, I'll give up, I'll let you build it. Right, line is now working. Let's see what we got here. Terminals. I mean, I can unlock it and let it do its own thing. But it doesn't seem to make any difference. I don't know how he would duplicate that. Maybe... Well, if you want to, Shazen, you can put some music on, like where you are. I guarantee you'll like it. We could change the routing and make it come back again. It just seems utter faff, but it's doable. So it starts here, goes there, then it comes back here. And then it goes back there. Yeah. Well, if we do that, you can see when it comes back, it's now using both lines. Mystically. Well, both platforms, I should say. So if we make it go there and back, then every other one, it'll alternate platform. Whether that'll help to spread it out, I don't know, but it's probably worth a go. No, because the game doesn't work that way. See, when I first played this game, I had exactly the same thinking. Well, I'll just create another line and make it go to the other platform. Oh ho ho, says the industry. 2 different lines, that's 2 completely separate companies. I'm going to put some here and loads over there. That's what happens. What you actually want it to do is to balance what it does. You want to be able to go, here's a line to platform 1, here's a line to platform 2. These 2 lines are the same thing, just treat them equally. And then the industry would just spread itself between the 2 lines, but it's not possible. So it just behaves in this really stupid way. If you double back the same line, it balances correctly now. They've fixed that a long time ago. Well, I've just done that. I've just double back the same line. What Cuzzy was talking about was 2 separate lines. Look how fast line 2 is filling up. Yeah, we just got to wait for the trains to go there and back again. It sounds like a Hobbit novel. Speed it up and see if it figures it out. I mean, if nothing else, it should let you put more trains onto the line. Because they'll, once they spread out, they'll be alternating going in and out of different platforms. There and back again, a tale of 2 trains. But it could mean that this train comes into here now and can't fill up. Or that maybe will come in and can't fill up. See, it could be that one of these trains here is trying to get into platform 2 now, but it can't get there. We just need to let it kind of pad itself out. Why don't you make 2 separate train lines for the same locations so you can choose which terminal to use? As I just explained, Jimmy, it just doesn't work well. The industry just doesn't work well with that setup. It's just because of the way they've done it. It's just like somebody playing piano. Okay, he's just come into platform 2. Anyway, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Who knows? How's the food hub going? This is not doing as well as I would like. Although, they've stopped moving livestock anyway. They're now moving livestock, which is cool. They can just move grain. And hopefully they'll bring back loads of food. $24 food. Anyway. Right, I'm going to have to leave it there. Peeps. Save it. Floppy disk 16. Pretty good though, we're turning up a nice profit. That's the main thing. No problem, Lipid. Right, I think that we should go and raid a Nuthouse streamer. So let's quit that. Let's go and do a quick raid, and I'll be back tomorrow.